All right, we'll start the session now. We'll start with the analysis. We'll try to bring up the concepts we have learned during the past week. And also, I wanted to say this that the editing is going to take some time from here on because the editor is not available. So it will come late. Each recording, each session will come late, a little late. So make sure you attend all of the sessions live. I'll try to post it as soon as I can. So we'll begin with the same USD CAD pair we traded last week and the week before that. Now, when we see USD CAD, we can clearly see weekly. Okay, we'll just go to the weekly time frame. Weekly is bearish. I hope this is clear. Weekly is bearish. Daily again is bearish because the lower high is right here and the lower low is right here. So any structure in between is just structure, nothing else. Consolidation, all this stuff. Now I see this as a previous low, right? So what we do is we'll try to see if there is any relation right here. Yeah, there is some relation at this point. I can see rejections. So from here, it has acted as support. It has acted as support, resistance, and somewhat almost touch the line resistance right here. Liquidity grab and then pull back and many more touches around this level. So of course, this is a resistance, but the price right here hasn't touched it yet. In history, this has happened once, but I'm still expecting the price to go down until unless I see some proper fundamentals, interrupting it. The NFP news did come in, but you can see the price action after that was these candles, the green candles were very small compared to the red candles we have been watching. So in short, there is some struggle going on between buyers and sellers. So price might still go up, but we don't know. Instead, what we'll do is we'll wait for the price action to work out the way we want or just do its thing. If it doesn't work out the way we want, it's simple. We don't enter the trade. It's as simple as that. Now, coming down to 4 hour time frame, all right, I can see there is some kind of resistance and support right here in the recent time frame, and there is enough touches, three touches and so many wicks right here actually. So I'll first just rename this to daily SR and I'll drop a line right here. So this gives us a zone. This gives us a zone. We can just draw a box. All right. So there's one thing right here that 4 hour is bullish. 4 hour is bullish. This is the lower high. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. And then this is the lower low. Now price broke structure and this is bullish now. So we want to see a change in price action. So this can happen in two ways. Price can go up on the 4 hour time frame, close around here, and then break this low, create a structure like this, and then start moving down. Something as such. But the problem right here would be that I like having some kind of if I'm shorting, I want to have some kind of resistance with me. So right here, I can see that this resistance is not going to be enough. That if the price moves up and then it comes down till here to change structure, that means my stop loss is going to be huge, right? Bigger than this maybe. If it's 50 or 50 pips, 40 pips, I'm fine. But we'll have to figure something else. So what we'll do is we'll try to find out relation between the EMA, where we can say that the EMA is going to act as resistance. So the daily EMA is definitely some kind of support and resistance, but it's not it's already so far from the price that we might not have it. 4 hour 4 hour price. eventually breaks it up. The continuation is not recent. So 4 hour again, not reliable. 2 hour, somewhat reliable because there's continuation in the recent history right here. And then there's some continuation from here around these prices. And then again from 2 hour EMA. So in short, it is kind of using a distance between 1 hour and 2 hour EMA to continue towards its side. Now we'll also check 1 hour just for sanity. All right, 1 hour EMA looks much better, right? I hope you guys are able to see this. The continuation is pretty nice in the recent history. 1 hour EMA touch and move up, touch and move up, touch and move up, and then touch and go down, going down. So I think 1 hour EMA is going to help us get that resistance we want in the trade. So I think that would be fine then. This is going to be great. So all you want from price right now is to do something like this, create the structure. And the second one I was talking about is this, that maybe price doesn't go up. Maybe the 4 hour candles doesn't close like this. So what we do instead is we use this daily support we have already marked here. This as price to go down, retest this level and continue. Now you need to understand this as well. This is the liquidity area right here. Right this point, you can see two candles right here grabbing, moving down from this places. So it's a rejection zone as well. It can be used for continuation towards downside. So we need to be aware of this because price might come here and then move up. Make sure that this is done, or let's say 4 hour candles come down, breaks below, closes below this price action. You need to make sure there is a proper close again below this area. Once that happens, we keep enough room for stop loss and then we take a short trade, and the target will be based on daily. So if I'm taking this trade, of course, you'll have it on Telegram in the FXP group. Right. There's one target right here, but I'm looking for a better target. The only thing is there's too much liquidity grabbing right here. So maybe I'll put a target right around here because you can see there's rejection right at this point from this area, from this area, from this area, from this area, and here. So it's a good rejection point, and we don't want to be against that zone. I hope this is clear, the strategy behind it, because now you understand how I'm taking this trade. You know exactly what I'm doing because all the sessions have led up, the bootcamp sessions have led up to this. So two type of structures, going up, coming down, and then maybe retesting, doesn't matter to me, but something like this. And make sure the candle closes are on 4 hour time frame. All right. Next, XAU USD. So XAU USD has been consolidating a lot after the NFP news. This was the candle where NFP news came in, and this was the candle which kind of, the talks about Israel and Iran war. So this is when the price went down, and now the price is again coming up. Now the thing is, on the 4 hour time frame, I can clearly see that the market did this, and it's more of a bearish structure. Lower high is right here, and this is the lower low. But this distance can't be covered so easily. So what we do is we instead use support and resistance to trade this. On the daily time frame, the market is bullish. It has been consolidating a lot. It touched the EMA and then it never came back. And we can see the trend has been very nice on the daily EMA. So we'll respect that the price will still continue to go up. If it goes down, we don't enter the trade. We are not looking for a short trade. Now, this line which I have drawn right here has acted as good resistance on the price. You can see this first line from here, the touches begin. This one, rejecting it clearly. So we'll just mark this 4R SR. Now, to enter this trade, I want a candle closure above this area, right above this area. So I'll mark this line again. You can see there's one touch, two touch. There's not so much information. There's third touch here as well, but there's not so much information available on this because the price never came up to this level. So if we look in history on gold, we might not find any information at all. So we use whatever information the chart provides. So we'll mark this again as 4R SR. If you guys have any question, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll respond. Now, again, this is a zone right here, but I'm not looking for a retest at this point or anything like that. What I'm looking for in this price action is to price come up here on the 4-hour time frame, give me a close at this point or maybe around here, at least around here. Then I'll put a target to the high and let it continue. Or maybe I'll capture 1:3. It's gold more of it's about, and the SL trailing strategy is based on EMA, not structures. Because when it's creating highs, there's not so many structures we can rely upon. So what we do is we can use EMAs like 1 hour, 2 hour EMA, whichever is getting respected more. And based on that, we use the EMAs to trail our stop loss. So I hope that's clear. We are looking for a close above this and then price come back. Or if it doesn't come back, it's fine. All I want is some structure around here. And the reason behind it is if there's no structure, where am I going to put my stop loss? Just below support doesn't mean anything. There needs to be a structure. On every stop loss, if you see, I ever put, there's a structure. There are two candle closes right here. So this is the higher low and this is the higher high. There's a turn right here. So of course the stop loss goes below this. Now at this point as well, when I took this trade, there's not much structure here. What I covered with is what I used is EMA, and there was some kind of structure on 1 hour time frame. This 4 hour candle itself is single candle, but I was not trading based on 4 hour time frame. I was using 1 hour, 2 hour structures to find out my stop loss, and you can see the trade was also very small compared to this one. The stop loss is huge right here. This one is around 5,200 pips. This is 8,611 pips. So the strategy changes depending on what the market is showing you. Right here, I can see the 4 hour is not closing above this level. So that's why it's a good resistance point. When you see a breakout of this area, a proper close above this, that means there's a huge chance that price might expand from this. So when it expands, we want to be in the trade before that. But 4 hour candle close is important. So we have USD CAD, XAUSD, USD, now AUD JPY. AUD JPY is back in trend, right? So I was just checking this pair and I drew another line because I could see the price was not exactly touching the low. So it happens when price at some point changes the trend. The bottom touches, eventually changes. So I try to capture that and I can see the price is at this point where we might see a change. We might see a change in structures. Now, we'll first look at history, how price reacts. When it comes down, the 4 hour EMA, the price came down, went up, and then broke it again, came up. Right here, there was a lot of structures. It respected the EMA and then moved up and then never came down until here, where it touched again, moved up. Right here, resisted, touched again, moved up. So I can see in the recent history of this 4 hour EMA, The price is respecting it first and then coming down and then moving up again. And once it moves up in recent history, it moves up. It doesn't come back to the same level. So what we want from price, a clear candle close, not a close like this where, you know, you can see this body is above 4-hour EMA. But what we need is a body like this above the EMA, a strong candle close, a good body candle close, not a doji candle or anything like that. I want a good candle close above the 4-hour EMA. So you might see a price action where price moves up, rejects the 4-hour EMA, consolidates a bit, and then again tries to break that 4-hour EMA. Once I see a good close, something like this, above the EMA with some good distance, I'll still, see if I want to enter the trade because even this candle, I don't like it so much. So I'll wait, I'll see what fits good, and if I take the trade, I'll put it on Telegram again. But the strategy is simple that once the price closes up with a strong body, it's easy to enter that, put your stop loss on the low, and just let it breathe, for the highs. I'll set the target again if I take entry. Now Euro JPY. Euro JPY has broken the trend. I can clearly see there's a strong momentum pushing the price down. The daily candles are really, big compared to the green candles, and they show really good momentum because you can see there's so many days of this price action of price consolidating and moving up, and comparatively the red candles are very few but huge in size and bringing it down. Now we don't have a proper trend right here because the daily is bearish, the weekly itself is bearish because this is the higher low, this was the higher low, this is the higher high, again this was the higher high, and now price broke structure with just one candle, and now this is the lower low, this is the lower high. So I can clearly see the price is difficult to trade. If I want to enter, maybe I'm looking for a bullish trade or anything like that, but here we have some support, here we have some support again on 4-hour EMA. I guess I was drawing these lines maybe on the call, or I was just looking at this last week. So there's proper zone right here. This one is a good zone. Now we can clearly see that all this weekly time frame is bearish, 4-hour time frame is bearish. But if the price comes up from year to year, the 4-hour time frame will become bullish. I hope you're understanding this because this is the lower low and this is the lower high, and at this point this is the lower low and this is the lower high. So if price moves up to touch this, retest this level, it makes it bullish. But did we see a good retest? At this point, there's some kind of retest here. There's some kind of retest. Do we have more history on this? Let's see. Okay, I don't see any data. No. So there's no recent history at this point available for Euro JPY. But I can clearly see, when price came around this level while moving up, there was a good structure from where rejection came in. So I'll expect a good structure again. So there's a very easy way to trade this. I want to see price to come up. If it keeps moving down, it's fine. We don't enter the trade. But if you want to enter the trade, I want to see a price action like this going up, retesting this level, and then breaking this level. 4-hour time frame needs to be bearish. Now we'll drop text right here. All right. It's very clear. This is what I want. Change of structure twice. Once it will become bullish and then it will become bearish. Then I'll enter the trade. I hope this is clear. Euro GPY. Any questions so far? XAUSD, AUD, JPY, 4 hour, EMA, retest, and then break with a strong body to enter. We have text for AUD, JPY, XAU, USD. I think we have all the four pairs, all are aligning well, but the only thing is I see GPY pairs, and there are two GPY pairs. So what we'll do is we'll try to, get another pair that is not JPY. We'll try to see if Euro USD is doing something, anything good. So a lot of consolidation on 4 hour time frame. I don't like this. A lot of consolidation, but we'll see. Weekly time frame, it's bullish with a very huge wick. After that, this area is again a consolidation area. So rather I'll wait for the price to do something different, move somewhere else, and then we look for entry. So I can see some good pairs, USD CHF. All right. I think the price broke more like still going down really nice on this. The only thing is, again, this one has created a wick and then it's moving down. Weekly time frame is bearish. Daily time frame is bearish again. Yeah, this is the lower high, this is the lower low because this is not an inside body closed below both these bodies. 4 hour EMA respecting. All right. The only problem I see here is there's not much resistance and support. If I try to look at history, it's very unclear. I'm not able to see it. Anyway, USD CHF is, it looks good. It's moving down. It's consolidating a bit. And I see the consolidation happens for a very long period when there's a break on the lows. And when the consolidation starts, it takes time to do anything. So USD CHF, again, not interested. All right, this one is looking good. I'll first delete these lines. Price, you know, created a really nice level. Let's see what the history tells us. Goes up. Continuation never came back to this level. Again went up, came back to this level. Went up, came back to this, around this area. And now again, this low might, price coming back to this level can take a lot of time. This is the zone. From recent history, I can see it's kind of doing something similar. And there's two structures from which the price can move up. So this is one and two. To come down, it might take a lot of time. So again, not good for this week. Euro GBP, I'm not interested. Sorry, it's taking a lot of time. But we need to, you know, whenever analyzing, you can't just analyze any pair. You need to understand what kind of price action it is creating. If you analyze the wrong pair and you see the whole week it's consolidating, then it will be a larger waste of time compared to we doing it on a Saturday in a 1 hour call. So that's like a very small time compared to looking at the same pair for the whole week. GBP, I have been seeing that price. Okay, GBP CAD is looking good, 0.32% movement. GBP AUD also good momentum. But daily again consolidating, not in any trend. Price is moving between consolidation and support points. But we have a zone right here from where price comes down to this level, below this level, it is retesting this level and then it's going down again. From right here, the resistance is strong. Right here, resistance is strong again. So only this at this point it moved up, but I think this is a really good area to enter a short trade. So we are at the daily EMA. The price is at the daily EMA, and we can see a continuation towards downside. Now, weekly time frame is bearish. Yeah, bearish so far because this is the lower high, this is the lower low, and there's nothing in between. It's just structures. So weekly time frame is bearish, daily time frame is bearish. Again, this is the lower high, this is the lower low. So when trading this, you need to make sure during the week, if any candle, daily candle closes above this candle, it will change the daily time frame trend. That means what we are going to trade right now might get invalidated. So we have to keep an eye on that. Now, 4 hour time frame, but more of I'm looking at this trade as a support and resistance trade. So I don't care about the trend so much on, everything being in the sync. So there's clear, rejections. We need to see good rejections from right here. The only thing I don't like is that the 4 hour EMA is below because at this point it has rejected the 4 hour EMA, even though it moved up a little, but 4 hour EMA, it is using that for continuation, rejecting again, you can see clear pullback. It came down and then moved up. Again at this area, moved a little down, then pulled back, then broke the zone. So we might be having something similar. But one thing we want from the price for sure is a 4 hour change in structure. Right now, the 4 hour time frame is bullish, and I want the 4 hour time frame to become bearish to enter the trade. Because once that happens, what we understand from that is that if 4 hour time frame is bearish, that shows a lot of sellers stepping in. If 4 hour time frame is bullish, then it shows a lot of buyers stepping in. But when price is doing support and resistance acts as a magnet, so the price has to move between a support and then a resistance, a support and then a resistance. So it's very common that there's some resistance getting hit and then it's moving down to some support and then it's moving down to some resistance. So what we are seeing is the price came up to support. So if price wants to come up to support on a daily time frame, a lot of times it needs to change the 4 hour time frame as bullish, because this is where you will see buyers, and because of the structure the time frame will become bullish. But to see continuation on the trade, to see continuation on the daily trend or the weekly trend, you'll have to wait for the right time, right structure change. If we look for a structure change on the 1 hour time frame, you will see it happens quite more. Price keeps on changing structure. It's not as strict as 4 hour time frame. 4-hour time frame gives us much better information. So what we want on the 4-hour time frame is the price to maybe create structure like this and a close around here to come down. Right now, these are very bullish candles, but I can clearly see this one itself, this candle itself was a very bullish candle, and this happened on Friday, and price eventually moved down, right? So it doesn't matter how big this candle is on this pair right now. All we want to see is good resistance from these levels. When we see good resistance, we might see a continuation. Now, when that is happening, I also want to see price, it can happen like this, or the price can come down again below this level and then continue up. So the stop loss will be very large for this one. So I'll have to see if I'm willing to enter this trade. I might not enter this trade at all, where I'm looking if I'm not getting entries on Euro GPY, then I'll look for GBP CAD as well. Else we have very good four pairs available right here. GBP CAD is not the priority. I hope this makes sense. Do you have any questions so far? We are done because we have five pairs. We generally do only four pairs, but we have five pairs today. Anyone, any questions? I hope every one of you got what I said today because the first analysis video, I am sure a lot of people didn't understand what I was doing. But over the period, things have evolved. You now understand a lot of things, what I do and why I do. Support and resistance is drawn based on the touches, not swing high, swing low. Swing high, swing low, those are structures, of course, they are involved. But the strategy of creating support and resistance is not that, not swing high, not swing low. It's mainly from where the price is rejecting, from where the price is taking support, or from where the price is hitting resistance and coming down. When you see a lot of touches around the same area, around the same point, that's where you draw your lines. Doesn't matter because there's going to be a lot of swing highs, a lot of swing lows, but none of them matter unless there's a specific line from where, area from where price starts rejecting. Any more questions? All right, seems there's no more questions. There's something, but regarding daily and 4-hour different areas of support and resistance. Yeah, definitely. Each area is going to have a different kind of support and resistance. There's a reason behind it. Let me just mark this level first. I didn't do this. Daily SR. Yeah. So on the daily time frame, the price closes different. And the reason behind it is we can see there's long wicks right here, right? The daily time frame wicks are very long right here. There's huge wicks right here. That means on the smaller time frame, we might on 1 minute time frame, let's consider 1 minute time frame, you might see a candle close right around here, right around this level. So we can't just mark that as resistance or support because that is not what we are doing. If we are looking at the daily time frame, we'll only mark the levels on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frames, the level might look different. And these support and resistance lines, they act as support and resistance based on the time frames. So 4-hour support can be different. But at the end, when you see a daily close, you see the price action might close around this level itself. You can see a lot of candles have closed below this. Wick is present, wick is present. So that means even if the price is going up, it might hit some liquidity level and then you might see price coming down again. For example, this is a liquidity level right around this area where you can see there's rejection right here. There's the price moved up and then came down from exact around this level, right? So this is a liquidity level. This area also you can call it as liquidity level, because you see rejections right here, rejections right here, rejections right here. From the same area, you can see the price is coming down to this level and then moving up. So liquidity level is a different thing. And in these liquidity levels, you will see different time frame closing their candles. I hope you got the point. So I guess we're done. I'll see you guys on Monday in the next bootcamp session. And make sure every one of you join live, because, as I said, the recordings will be available late. I won't be able to edit so much. So let's see how it goes. But the analysis session will definitely come on time. All right. See you guys on to Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.